Oh, what's the secret to the 25 attack MURAKUMO playthrough 69 hand traps combo? I'm so close, but I'm missing that one little bit. The recipe states for 5 counterblast, 10 hands, these certain cards in hand, these certain cards to stay in our deck, our opponent to be at 5 damage, our opponent to be out of heals, and the overtrigger, the sun to be exactly 69.420 degrees over the equator on the 10th day of the 5th month, 3 ounces of salt, 5 grams of seawater dust, and I have the new Elon Musk was tweeted a Vanguard exactly 3 minutes ago in a screenshot of a Pursuit Assault NFT. What could I possibly be missing? This ritual is so many pieces and I'm not even playing Shadow Paladin! Toku, I figured it out. The final ingredient. The missing secret ingredient to the 25 attack MURAKUMO playthrough any hand trap combo. What is it? Tell me. I need to milk this for their ad revenue. What is one thing every ritual has had so far? Bendy on the ban list? No, not that ritual. Those creepy cult rituals that over-exaggerate on niche combos that do nothing. You've got me beat. Twitter cloud? Blood of a virgin. But not just any virgin. The blood of a desperate virgin. Where are we supposed to find a desperate virgin in 1 minute? Elon Musk just tweeted 2 minutes ago. Well, they do say that 1 in every 3 persons is the desperate virgin. I'm not a desperate virgin. Neither am I. I guess that leaves... Come here. Welcome back to Yellow Card Vanguard. I'm your host, Toku, and I'm here once again to present another Yellow Card combo. Twitter, Discord, Facebook, AOL, and even MySpace has been lit ablaze with curious wonder about what could this secret 25 attack combo that has been so vague posted about be? Well folks, look no further because Detective Toku is on the case and I have solved the mystery. All I ask is for a small donation of 3 trillion Vietnamese dong. Jokes aside, this combo, note that I put air quotes around the word combo as it's more of a chess puzzle rather than a combo that can be replicated in any certain game state. There are a lot of moving pieces and a lot of pieces that shouldn't move, as in you want them to stay in the deck. Yes, there are ways to recycle units back into the deck via MURAKUMO, but the notion still stands that should a piece accidentally get removed from rotation, an example get hit into the damage zone, you might not be able to full combo. Regardless, I thought it was a good idea to showcase what everyone was so curious about. But first, a message from our sponsor, Strictly Broken TCG, where you go for your Bushiroad card game needs. Are you ready for Season 2 of your favorite idol anime? DLBT02, Lyrical Monasterio, It's a New School Term, is now out for pre-order on Strictly Broken TCG. Looking to make some new friends, or show off how powerful you are? Look no further than SBTCG for your pre-orders to be the first in line to get tickets to Kairi's new live. Don't forget to use my discount code SBTCG-TOKU for 5% off your order. Once again, that's SBTCG-TOKU for 5% off. And now, back to the video. So to start things off, I'm going to highlight the key pieces of this combo and explain their importance to said combo. Number 1. B Shiryuki. We are using this one for its on-play skill to minus 10k to the opponent's Vanguard, effectively letting us ignore 1 defensive trigger. More importantly, it uses Soul Blast rather than Counter Blast, since we will need to juice every bit of Counter Blast we have available for this combo. Number 2. Rainy Madame. Part of the Shiryuki advantage engine, but more importantly, a way to feel soul mid-combat and recuperate hand mid-combat, as this combo requires soul as well as hand to continue trucking through. Number 3, the new Premium Collection 2022 MURAKUMO Stride, Ambush Demon Stealth Rogue Izushi Ultimate. This new stride enables this undefeatable, absolutely foolproof, never before beaten 25 attack combo chain. The most important text on the card is the skill enabling back row attack while our units have a clone of themselves on field. As implied, this will help our combo have more attacks. Number 4. Ambush Demon Stealth Dragon Shibaraku Victor. This is the stride we look to flip using Izushi Ultimate's first skill, with the Shadow Stitch skill from the G-Zone to call itself out to rear circle when our rearguard's attacks don't hit. This helps enable more chained calls and more attacks for our combo. The way we look to maximize Shibaraku Victor is by abusing the game mechanic that G units return to the G zone when leaving the field. And since this is not a hard once per turn, we can keep calling it out, keep overcalling it, that way it's back in the G zone so we can keep calling it out again. Number 5. Stealth Dragon, Dual Weapon. An old friend to Murakumo Loops, he's back. To reiterate, his skill is Shadow Stitch. When this unit attacks a Vanguard and did not hit, we retire this unit and choose one of our grade 1 or grade 3 rearguards and clone it from deck to rear. And at the end of the turn, we bottom deck said called unit, not that that'll ever happen. Dual Weapon is just another enabler of more attacks and is able to call over aforementioned Shibaraku Victor to send it back to the G zone so we can call said Shibaraku Victor back to the field. Number 6. Furious Hair Stealth Rogue Ikaku. What we care about this card is the second skill, the Shadow Stitch skill, which activates on the Vanguard or Rearguard circle. At the end of the battle that it attacked a Vanguard and it did not hit, we can counterblast 1 to choose a grade 2 or a grade 1 card from our drop zone and superior call a copy from deck onto a circle Ikaku is not on. This skill will help enable a lot of attacks for our combo. And number 7. Finally, the key piece to this combo. The unit that Ikaku will look to clone, and that unit is the spice that you will see in the rest of the combo videos, so please keep watching to find out. Now, let's go ahead and head over to the game board to see the combo in action. Hey guys, just a quick disclaimer before we get into the video. Unfortunately, as I was going through post-processing and editing, I noticed the attack count for the combo was actually 1 shorter than initially advertised, hence the title being 24 rather than 25. After discussing it with Nico, the brains behind the combo, we found out that the initial attack pattern that he has brewed up was off because of a small ruling. So our initial idea is actually only 24 rather than 25. However, playing on the same ideas and concepts that the combo is, there's still a way to reach 25 just by rearranging the board a bit before going to attacks to ensure we have an Ikaku in the front row instead of stranding it in the back. I'd be more than happy to explain and elaborate in my Discord should you wish to want the knowledge of this incredibly niche and incredibly impossible combo. Nonetheless, sorry about all the confusion, but I hope you enjoyed the video regardless. Love you all. Mwah! So before we get into the combo, a few things to set the stage to kind of like understand the requirements as to how this combo needs to work out. So first of all is both us and our opponent need to be at 5 damage. Basically, this means that they need to guard everything, and as you can see, they have all of their heals and their over triggers in damage. How did that over trigger get into damage? Don't ask me, I don't know. How did our over trigger get into damage? Don't ask me, I don't know. But yeah, both players at 5 damage. This gives us 5 counterblasts to play with for our entire combo, and this means that they have to guard every attack, which means that we are able to use our Shadow Stitch combos. Another thing that we need to note is that you do need to have 2 copies of Shirayuki in hand. This does help alleviate a lot of the hand costs required with a lot of the discards we will need. We'll need 1 Ikaku and 1 dual weapon. These are the cards that we will clone using Izuchi Ultimate skill. We can have a Rainy Madame in the front row rearguard that can attack and just be a way of like enabling some more Shibaraku Victor calls. And we just need 6 random cards to discard further on into the combo. So to start things off, after we've rode onto Shirayuki to get our Axel, and let's say we drew this crit for turn, we can use Shirayuki's skill here to Soul Blast 2, and minus 10k to our opponent. If our opponent was playing a 5th heal trigger, or let's say if our opponent did have a 6th heal to play with, this negative 10k would effectively nullify that, and allow us to keep comboing through. But after this negative 10k, at base, it already gives all of our attacks an extra 10k worth of power. So now we're going to pay cost for stride, discarding any grade 3, namely the Shirayuki in this case, and we are going to go into Izuchi Ultimate. So from here, we can develop our board. I'm going to call the Shirayuki to this Axel circle. If we had an extra 2 soul, we could Soul Blast another 2 to dump our opponent an extra negative 5k power. But we can develop our board with Rainy Madame in the front row. We can have an Ikaku in the back and a dual weapon in the back. So now we can use Izuchi Ultimate skill to counterblast 1. And we can, why don't we bottom deck Rainy Madame here to keep it into cycle. And we can choose our dual weapon and our Ikaku, and from our deck, we can clone them. So we're going to clone a dual weapon to the front row and an Ikaku to the back row. So what's important here is that any of your rearguards in the back row, you need to make sure that you have an extra copy of on the board to enable that extra attack. flip up our Shibaraku Victor from the G zone to enable its G zone skill to Shadow Stitch attack. Once this is all set up, we've got our 6 cards in hand to discard with, we are ready to go into the combo. Our first attack will be Shirayuki at our opponent's Vanguard at 17k. Very simple. Let's say that they don't have any way of playing for the 6 damage heal or 6 damage over trigger. They have to guard it. This activates our first Shadow Stitch, which will be Shibaraku Victor. So after this, we are going to Soul Blast 1 and call the Shibaraku Victor over the Shirayuki here. Our second attack is going to be Shibaraku Victor on that Axial Circle, 20k. Then our third attack is going to be Dual Weapon from the back row. And then when this gets guarded, we can Shadow Stitch using its skill, and we are actually going to choose this Rainy Madame here. And this allows us to call a Rainy Madame over the Shibaraku Victor, which then pushes it back to the G zone. On our fourth attack, we can attack with the Rainy Madame on the Axial Circle, and when this gets guarded, we can activate its own Shadow Stitch to go into the Soul. And from our drop zone, we can pick up the Shirayuki. Then Shadow Stitch at the same time. Shibaraku Victor sees that. We will Soul Blast and call it out. Then we can attack with this Rainy Madame. This should be number 5. Number 6 will be this Shibaraku Victor. Number 7 will be this Dual Weapon, using its skill to retire, targeting the Rainy Madame to call another copy over the Shibaraku Victor, which will push it back to the G zone. Number 8 will be this new Rainy Madame, and at this point, we're done with our dual weapons, we are done with our Rainy Madames. We can now proc both of them to go into the Soul, to pick up that copy of Shirayuki that we used for Stride. Because of Shadow Stitch, we can Soul Blast one of those Rainy Madames to call out the Shibaraku one more time. At this point, I've lost count, but I assume that I'm doing everything correctly, so I trust you guys to count for me. If not, I'll have it up on the post-processing to show how many attacks we're at. But this will be a Shibaraku Victor attack. Then, we now get into the juicy bits. We are going to attack now with Ikaku on the rear guard. Using its skill, Shadow Stitch, at the end of the battle, this unit attack the Vanguard. If it did not hit, pay the cost, Counterblast 1. And what grade 2 or what grade 1 are we going to choose? I don't think Rainy Madame does anything. Jakotsu Girl? No, doesn't really extend. Dual Weapon. Dual Weapon might be a good idea, but I don't think it board resets enough to get to that really high 25 attack value. Already went through Rainy Madame. Who's that? Who's that? Could it be? Who's that behind Rainy Madame? Who is that behind Rainy Madame? I can't really read it, but could it be? Could it be? It's Special Stealth Beast, Kaku Ranger Red, here to the rescue. Oh, how could nobody have thought of this? We can use Ikaku to call Kaku Ranger Red from the deck. So we're going to use its skill, Counterblast, choosing Kaku Ranger Red. And from the deck, we can call a copy of Kaku Ranger Red. Now, Kaku Ranger Red skill, when placed, we can Counterblast 1, and discard any number of cards from our hand and search our deck for up to the same number of cards discarded with special in their card names. Now, they don't have to be different card names, so we are able to get same names onto the board to enable some back row attacks. So in this case, on our first set, we are going to discard 3. It's a good thing we picked up some Shirayukis off of the Rainy Madame skill. And from our deck, we are going to call 3 copies of Kaku Ranger White. And what's important is that we are calling Kaku Ranger White over this Shibaraku Victor, so this goes back to the G zone. And each of the Kaku Ranger Whites gives all the other Kaku Rangers plus 2k on the van or the rearguard circle. So we can swing here for 14, 14, 14, and 19. Then at the end of this battle, Shadow Stitch. We can Soul Blast 1, 2, call over here, and 1 more attack. Then after that, we can use Ikaku, Shadow Stitch to Counterblast. We can choose the same Kaku Ranger Red in our drop zone, and from our deck, call a new copy of Kaku Ranger Red. This time, now that we're done with our Ikakus, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles able to call to. And what a coincidence, we just happen to have 5 cards in hand. It's as if this has been orchestrated or something. But now we're going to use Kaku Ranger Red skill to counterblast, discard 5 cards from our hand, we don't need those where we're going, all the way to the moon. And from our deck, we're going to call 5 new Kaku Rangers. We're going to call 3 copies of Kaku Ranger Blue, and 2 copies of Kaku Ranger Yellow. The yellows are going to call themselves over the Ikaku in the back, and the blues are going to call over the whites as well as the Shibaraku Victor. Then we go into our Vanguard attack, and if there's anything that this deck unironically does well, it's compression. We've gone through 2 cycles of Weasel Red, so we've managed to mill out 8 cards from our deck that aren't triggers. So off of this Vanguard swing, I wouldn't be surprised to actually see triple triggers here. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. In any case, with these last bit of attacks, we can attack with our 2 yellows, then our blue, our red, our blue, and for the final attack, we have this one last soul that we can call over our blue on the Axel Circle for one last Shibaraku Victor attack. And that is the 25 attack Murakumo combo. So, what did you think about the combo? Personally, I think this combo is going to break the meta and make Order Colony look like last year's news. Nightmare Dolls with their multi-attack? Pish posh. This is multi-attack. I'm just kidding, this combo fucking sucks. I don't think it will ever resolve against anyone with half a brain, and good luck with getting your opponent to 5 damage without actively giving your resources for this. Nonetheless, if you are a Timmy of all Timmies, that's what the combo looks like. You're gonna appreciate that it uses the Weasel package because I unironically love those cards. Bad as they are, I think it's cool how Izushi Otome enables their multi-attack since we can call Weasels of the same name off of Red skill. If there's one final thing I can say about this combo, it's fun to watch, never going to happen in practice. Stick to Shiryuki. Izushi Otome makes her really good. In any case, that's all I've got for this video. The deck list will be right there in the ending cards, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed it, want to see more like it in the future. Leave a like and drop a comment down below and let me know what you thought. Once again, this has been Toku from Yellowcard Vanguard. Toku out.